Hello, welcome again. I hope the volume is okay because the generator is really loud. But welcome back to another Vlogmas. It's your girl here in Liberia, and I have a little bit of update for you guys about what's been going on that has been delaying for 2 days my videos. So I'm trying to make some water to drink some coffee, and I'm gonna check on it. So it still has to go. I like the instant coffee, the Nescafe. So it's not so much about the coffee. I think I just like the smell. So that's happening. But for the past few days, I have not been able to go and do videos because my car broke down. And in Liberia, that is an essential. It is a must-have. If you live here, I think you kind of adapt and you get used to taking alternative options like either a bike or keke or like taxi to go where you want to go to get those things done. But if you are from the States and you're kind of new to the country, you don't really feel safe yet, and you don't know. So you probably may not even feel safe to get on those things, and you don't even know where you're going yet to start taking public transportation. And I don't think it's that serious yet. So I really needed my car, and it kind of just gave up on me. It started overheating a few nights ago on my way home, and it actually broke down and caused traffic. I felt so bad, but I mean, it's part of life, it's normal. So, but something really shocked me though. Like, so when the car broke down, I was coming from the Town back road, trying to merge onto the boulevard. And there are 2 lanes over there. So I was on the right-hand side of the road, closer to the curb. And so there was the left lane that was still going. And there was already traffic before I got there. So I was like, well, I mean, there's already traffic, but I'm about to make it worse. And then it wasn't just my car that was broken down on that lane. There was another lady's car that was broken down, and she was waiting. So I decided, like anyone would do in the States, when you have an emergency, what do? You put the emergency light on. You put the emergency light on. So I put the emergency light on, the flashing light. If you don't know what the emergency light is, waiting, hoping that will signal to people that my car is, I have an emergency, like the car isn't moving. and that did not. I don't know what emergency light means in Liberia. But to my utmost surprise, everyone just came and pulled up right behind me. I mean, there was this other lady that was immediately behind me. She stayed there ever so long. And here's the thing. She can see in front of my car. There is nothing there. There is no traffic. My car is like the first car before things starts to go, you know? And she's right behind me. You're the one that sees ahead. You see that there is nothing there. You can actually move on the other side and go. But no. This lady just sat there, and the rest of the other people that were in the back, they had no idea what was going on, so they just sat there too. I'm like, does she not know that an emergency light means the car has been stalled or something? I mean, something's going on and it's not moving. So I had to put my window down. There was a boy walking by, and I'm like, can you please tell her my car is broken down and it's not moving right now, so she needs to go. That was probably like 15-20 minutes later. Can you imagine just sitting in a place for 15-20 minutes when you could have just gone? So the boy went and told her, and she pulled up to the left, and this whole time the left lane is empty. So she pulled up to the left and she drove off, and then they're staring at me in the car like I'm not supposed to be there, you know? And I'm like, I ain't even got time for you. And so then when she left, the rest of the line started going again. But then less than a minute later, the rest of the other people just pull up right behind me again and just sat there. So I was like, you know what? I'm not getting down to go tell nobody y'all supposed to know what an emergency light is. And I'm not seeing people walking by, so I'm just going to sit in my car. I'm not getting out of my car to get jumped. I'm staying in my car until my help comes. And they were just sitting there. They were just sitting there. So then my sister husband got there, and it was so funny because he too got stuck in the traffic that I caused. So he knew it was something like that. So he just parked somewhere else, and then he walked through and he was like, why are all these people sitting here? And there was a free lane and they're not going there. And then we both started laughing. He's like, oh, in Liberia, people don't know what the emergency light on because they use the emergency light on a normal day for anything. Like, people just keep it on and drive. So when you really do have an emergency, it doesn't signify to them that that is an emergency. So I'm like, so how do they know when someone is in an emergency? And he said you have to go on the side of the road, pull out the weed or the grass on the side of the road, like pull it out of the ground with the dirt and everything, and go and put it behind your car. When you put that behind your car, then that means you have an emergency, and that's how they know. And I was just like jaw dropping, like, what? But then I realized that I have seen some people do that. Like, I've seen cars that have been broken down on the road that have a whole lot of grass behind their car, and I was wondering what that was for. So two different worlds. I mean, apparently driving instructions and road signals and stuff are not universal. So Liberia has their own way of notifying you about things. So if you ever get stalled on the road, your emergency signal will just not help you. There are a few people who came up and saw the emergency signal and they took the next lane and left. And while I was sitting there watching this whole thing, I'm like, that person is from the States, that person is from the West, that person is definitely not from here, you know. But so we figured it out. But I've been out of car, and it's very difficult getting around. Even friends and relatives that have cars, everybody's schedule is so tight that it's hard to put your schedule into theirs. And then yesterday I finally made some arrangements to go do some filming, and then the rain started coming. It started to rain, and as much as I enjoyed that rain, like it had been like my first real rain since I've been visiting, but I think it's an obstacle to progress. Everything is an obstacle to progress here in Liberia, especially if you don't have things put in place to like alternatives put in place. And most times when you're visiting, you probably won't have that. But if you're living here, it's easy to put those things in place. And the rain that was falling yesterday, I swear, I think even if you had an umbrella, you would still get wet. And I've heard about that, but I've never really experienced it until yesterday. So we couldn't go anywhere. It was just that bad. It rained straight up until stores were closed. So I couldn't do my filming yesterday. And today is an exciting day. They have a pop-up shop on SKD complex, where there are a lot of entrepreneurs and businesses go there to showcase their products and stuff. So I am going there, and I'm so excited to bring that to you today. And there are, I think starting from now going forward, there will be a lot of things happening in Liberia. A lot of the events will be commencing now in Liberia going forward, and I will be happy to show that. But that's been what's been going on. I have another story time that I'm gonna talk about, and that one, it's ridiculous as well. But come back again. Hope you enjoy the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. LIB 2021 Vlogmas, everything here. There are more things to come, more very interesting and important things. Y'all stop being selfish and watching the video and just like watching it and coming back and watching it. You have to share the videos. Those views need to go up than what they are, okay? Because I'm jumping hoops here to make sure you get these contents, and I don't have to. So y'all do that. Do your part and I'll do my part. I'll see you in another video. Bye bye. I'm gonna check my coffee water. I think it should be ready.